What quarterbacks have the most to prove in the 2026 NFL season? James, we are full into the offseason, and it has got me wondering what is in store for certain quarterbacks in the 2026 season. For a lot of these guys, it's going to be make or break for their careers or for new contracts, or if they're going to have a legacy worth remembering. So before we jump into some quarterbacks that I think have a lot to prove in 2026, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to Big Game Energy. Get us on Instagram. Get us on TikTok as well. We are posting daily content all throughout the NFL offseason. James, I have some quarterbacks here, and I'm going to start with one near and dear to my heart. But CJ Stroud of the Houston Texans, it's a make or break year for him. After what was an extremely promising rookie season, he has regressed each of the last two seasons, and it culminated in one of the most embarrassing, worst performances in a playoff game we have seen in recent NFL memory, when he threw 4 interceptions in the first half against the Patriots in the divisional round that the Texans lost with an Super Bowl caliber defense. Now, James, I'm not giving up on CJ Stroud like a lot of people have. He has become the meme of the entire internet.
He was.
And I don't like that. I don't think that's fair, because I do think, as bad as he was in the postseason, he is not as bad as people are making him out to be. But that is why he has so much to prove, is because this is who people are saying he is now, after they crowned him a bit too early, perhaps. He has it all in his hands in 2026 to go out there and prove people wrong before it's time to get a contract. Because if I'm the Houston Texans, I don't think they're going to give him a big $60 million a year contract after what we just saw.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. There's no way I'm giving $60 million to CJ Stroud after you mentioned 2 years of regression. Yeah, and guess what? Even though they've been in the playoffs, it's been fun. See, the biggest thing in the postseason.
3 playoff wins.
Yeah. Hey, 3 playoff wins, more than some bums that have been playing for a long time.
And
Dak
we might
Prescott,
talk about them.
Yeah,
we might
Dak
talk about them
Prescott.
later.
But in all honesty, yeah, I'm with you. The biggest thing in postseason is keep the ball away from the other team's hands. Now, of course, it got lucky in Pittsburgh, because the defense scored, I think, more points than the offense in that game, that Monday night game in the wild card. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, of course, could the game might have been different if Nico Collins was playing against the Patriots that game? Maybe so. But, when you have the quote-unquote greatest rookie season from a quarterback, then the next year, Jaden Daniels, the greatest season from a rookie quarterback. And just to see that, and when we talk about these things, look at what some of the teams are doing. Finally, Trevor Lawrence kind of excelling to his team. The Titans are hoping that Cam Ward and this new coaching staff from Saleh is going to excel. The Colts, even though, yeah, they may not have Daniel Jones for most of the year from his Achilles injury, they were on the excel from what was not that bad of a contract situation. And of course, I know some crazy Texans fans say, man, we need long neck David Mills out there, because homie went 3-0. But hey, I'm with you, man. He's a make it this year type of guy, because I would not pay $60 million. Hey, unless he came out and said, hey, I haven't played that well, I'll take $30 million. Okay, hey man, we signed the contract.
Yeah.
Sign it right then and there.
If he wants to have a hometown discount, I think I and even some of the biggest haters of CJ Stroud would be on board with that if he was coming out of
I would
bargain.
be on board.
Next name, though, is not someone that I think is going to come as a bargain in this offseason, and it's someone who a lot of people have questioned for a long time, and he's going to get a change of scenery this year, and I think Kyler Murray has a ton to prove to the NFL as a whole this upcoming season. We know his career in Arizona is done. But the former number 1 overall pick, he is absolutely capable of electrifying moments on the field. There's some questions off the field, but we know and we have seen him do some crazy stuff on the field. Could possibly getting out of Arizona and hopefully going to a better situation, not going to a team like the Jets, which has been a heavy rumor for him. But if he were to land with someone, let's just put him in Minnesota. Let's put him with KOC, and let's say that he beats out J.J. McCarthy for the starting job.
Beat out 9? Come on, man.
Just saying. And that's another one. I don't have him on my list, but that's another one who might have a lot to prove in 2026. Is he a bust or not? But I digress. Back to Kyler Murray. This is a guy who, give him a good surrounding cast, give him a competent head coach, give him a better situation, and see if you actually can get some success and some legitimate production out of Kyler Murray, because I don't think that he is the scrub that he has shown in Arizona. I think he is capable of more, but he's only going to have a little bit more time to prove it. His first year with whatever team he ends up with is going to be a big litmus test to what Kyler Murray is actually capable of.
No, you're right. We agree. Last season we thought you were crazy as hell putting the Cardinals one in the NFC West. Of course, I know you're going to say due to what you thought was going to happen with Stafford, but it's
Still wrong
scary.
either way.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary looking at Kyler's situation because you think of it. Think about all the NFC teams. It's either Arizona or Minnesota, and of course, Minnesota just drafted JJ, so they would have to be taking a risk. So then you go to the AFC, and you mentioned teams like the Jets will always trade in quarterbacks. Will the Colts do something crazy? Have they given up on AR-15 already? And then you got some other team. I'm not gonna lie, Spence. If it was me, and this is a crazy, hey, this could make it your season, even though I think this guy will come back early. If he's gonna be cheap on the dollar for Kyler, why not just do something crazy and hey, Kansas City, hey, you need somebody to fill in 5 effing games. Get Kyler to come in for 5 games. If he does well, guess what? Someone's gonna trade for him next year because of course he's not gonna play any time after Pat Mahomes gets on the field. Why not? I mean, because then you got the Steelers who are you going to trust Aaron Rodgers if Mike McCarthy and
if he's coming back? We still don't know
if he's coming back, we don't know that. And then you have the usual. You can play for the Browns. You can play for the Browns.
Kyler Murray does. Hold on, pause for a sec. He does kind of seem like the perfect Browns quarterback. I don't know why he's just got that vibe to him. I can totally see Kyler Murray in a Browns uniform. If they decide that they're not going to give Shador a chance next year, they could be a sneaky team to look for Kyler Murray to end up with. Let's put that out there. That's worth considering.
It is worth considering. I mean, they got nothing else to lose. But no, Kyler, this is it. And I do believe there is some upside because we just look at what happened with Sam Darnold. I'm pretty sure we all written off Sam Darnold, after all those teams he bounced through. And then he just needed a good situation. And he found a better situation. Now he's a Super Bowl champ. Can you believe that? Hopefully that can happen with Kyler. I'm with you on this one, man. So far, 2 for 2 on the quarterbacks need to prove.
All right. Before I give you my last one, though, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. Just going to drop their name. They have stuff that they need to prove, but I have one more that has more to prove than all of these. I want to give a shout out Michael Penix for the Falcons. I think he needs to have a pretty good season this year to retain the job in Atlanta after a very shaky 2 years to start his career. It's a big third year for him. JJ McCarthy, we mentioned earlier. I think he's got a lot to prove if he even ends up as the starter. We could put Justin Herbert on this list every year we do this video.
Every year. We love that guy.
I'm a Justin Herbert guy, and I thought he had a great season, all things considered, with how bad of an offensive line he was dealing with all year. But James, my quarterback, I think has the most to prove in 2026. I am looking to the big D. I'm looking at Dak Prescott. I think he has so much to prove. We're talking about the guy who set the quarterback market where it is. He got the biggest quarterback contract in NFL history. And last year, honestly, if we're being real, he did his part. That offense in Dallas was very, very good. But here's the deal. We know they didn't win. It did not translate into wins. Much of that because, admittedly, their defense, whole hot garbage.
I love it. Say it again louder for the back. They were what?
Terrible. All right. But that being said, I think you yourself, an Eagles fan, have to give them props on who they brought in as their defensive coordinator. It was a very good hire, and I expect that Dallas defense to take several steps forward depending on the moves they make in free agency and the draft. I think that defense for the Cowboys is going to be a lot better in 2026. We know recently they just re-signed Javonte Williams. Yep. It's looking very likely that at minimum they're going to re-sign George Pickens at some point. Most likely they're going to franchise tag him, and he'll be someone that I think he holds in training camp, and he signs a deal, and then week 1 he's out there. But all that to say is Dak Prescott's going to have every piece of this offense from this past year that was very, very good for him,
Mm-hmm.
it's all going to be back next year. So he's going to have an improved defense, a solid offense with a very, very decent. I mean, I'm going to say it. They have a very good offensive line when healthy. People forget how good they were before Booker got hurt last year for them.
Right.
They have all their weapons. Re-signed their running back that broke out for them. It's all there. Dak Prescott, you have to get to the conference championship in 2026. If you can't do it this year with this group, with the same offensive mind you've been dealing with for the past 3 years, you've got to go. If it doesn't happen this year for Dak Prescott, it never will happen for Dak Prescott.
Dude, I'm with you. You've hit 3 home runs on these quarterbacks need to prove the most. Dak Prescott is up there because guess what everyone says about Dak Prescott's top 10? Well, who else is on your top 10? And what have they all done? Super Bowls, conference championships, MVPs, the whole 9. And now Dak, I don't know why I feel like, on first take and all that, they'll kill the Cowboys. But it seems like everyone in the football podcast world kind of gives him a pass, throws everything under the carpet because of, like you mentioned, the defense or this, or just because he's with Jerry Jones. Well, if you think about it, they've been through multiple coaches, and there's, as they always say, there's one common denominator in all of this. And when you have guys who have already won more playoff games than him, Drake May, Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud, how many of those guys are you picking Dak over? You know what I mean? Most people would pick Dak over all 3 of them, but they have more or is the same amount of playoff wins as Dak. So he does need to step it up because, like you mentioned, he's already broke the quarterback market once. He'll do it again in the future. And these offenses, their offense is powerful. I mean, look, he was 5th. He was 5th in QBR this past season. Guess what? The top 4, either in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs. So, and I get it, man. Sometimes, man, things go your wrong way. But guess what? And I'm going to throw it on the Eagles side. The year the Eagles got bounced in the first round by the Bucs, 32nd defense in the NFL. Guess what? Somehow found a way to get to the playoffs. So, like, Dak, you got to find a way to get in the playoffs because if you got John Harbaugh in New York, and now you got hopefully a rejuvenated Jaden Daniels, hopefully healthy, they should strive because just last year they were in the NFC Championship, something you haven't done in the past how many years?
30,
every
30
NFC team's
years.
been there. So, yeah, man, I'm with you, man. Dak definitely had to, because I'll say it like this. If Dak was not wearing that Cowboys jersey, I like Dak, man. I like who he is. I like the style he plays. I like the guy just in general coming out of Mississippi State. But it's just because he wears that damn blue, white, and silver, whatever you want to call it. Ugh, I can't do it. But I'm with you, man. They got to find a way because guess what? If they can't find a way, if they've been giving him this excuse for so long through the 10 years, what do we talk about all the time? These teams in the NFC and AFC, they're going to be progressing. I mean, what do we expect from the Bears, with Caleb Young, Caleb Williams, me, I'm somehow this big Bryce Young supporter. Woo, woo, get it out of the way, and you still got the NFC West. So it's like, when is the time? Because if not, Dallas, you have to move away from Dak. Not because he's not good. It's just we need something new.
Yeah. This would be it. And it might not be a situation where Jerry Jones would actually do it, but it would be no more doubt about it. It's just he wouldn't be the guy for it. He'd have to look for a change of scenery. Now, James, Dak Prescott was my top one, but I'll throw it to you. Who is your quarterback with the most to prove in 2026?
I'm not going to lie. This one may be a shocker for some. I got to give it to Jared Goff just because, one,
okay,
it's one of those things where, like, hey, since the NFC Championship game against San Francisco that year, and of course, Dan Campbell mentioned this might be our only shot. Well, that's what it's looking like because since then, yeah, last year you lose to the Commanders. Yeah, your defense was depleted. And now this year you were tied for last with the Vikings in this division. And of course, we talked about it. Packers progressing, Bears progressing. And what do we expect? The Lions should be doing something. They got all these weapons and somehow they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, I got to look at the one guy, and everyone made fun of him for how he performed in Super Bowl 53 against the Patriots and just how he's been. I know he's been great in the regular season. He's been great indoors. I know they joke about him outdoors, But Jared Goff is one of those guys in my eye because I think of what the NFC is doing. Because if the Seahawks didn't do what they did this year, let's say, for example, let's say a team that we thought was going to win, like the Rams, then fine, no big deal. But again, the Seahawks, they're in it. The Niners are in it, if everyone stays healthy. The Rams are in it. We just mentioned the two NFC North teams. I expect the Panthers to be the number one team in the NFC South next year. The Bucks are going to probably be a tough number two. And then you got the NFC East. So it's like, what are we going to do with this team? And I think this goes on the back of not just Dan Campbell. And I know last year was the first season without Ben Johnson, but it also goes on the back of Jared Goff. You pay the guy, to be top tier. You're in the NFC Championship, and now we can't make the playoffs. Come on, Jared Goff. I need you to step up this time. Not saying you're getting cut next year, but I just need you to step up so we can see that, hey, they're going to be competing no matter what. It's just going to be one of those, is there luck on their side or is there not?
Yeah, that's a decent one because there were definitely some concerns this year people had about Jared Goff's ability to win the game himself. A lot of people call him like a type of game manager that relies on his defense and his run game, and he definitely is one that has those games where it's like, oh, Jared Goff, 5 interceptions. They lost. So I think that's a good one. That's a sneaky one. But y'all let us know in the comments, who is your quarterback that has the most to prove in 2026? We have a long offseason ahead of us. So let us know what we need to do to get some of these quarterbacks into some situations for them to succeed. We'll see y'all next time on Big Game Energy.
You lucky I ain't say Lamar Jackson's punk ass, man, motherfucker.